What's going on, guys? It's Rest, and in today's video I want to go over all the legendary gear that are going to be going away come June 4th. Now, as we all know, the cartel event is ending on June 4th, but we are in place getting the Guardian takedown. But with the cartel event leaving, it's leaving behind some of the best legendary gear in the game right now. So some of that legendary gear is something like the OP-Q system. This is one of the best legendary assault rifles in the game. If you know anything about the purple Q system, you already know it's a very good gun. So essentially this is just a better version of that. Plus it has a unique benefit of spawning a drone of itself, and you basically have two guns at the same time. The OPQ system is definitely one of the most fun guns in the game to use, and it is insanely powerful. Now, to get this legendary before it goes away, you're going to need to farm Josie Bite, Franco Firewall, and Joey Ultraviolet. Another legendary assault rifle is the No Pew Pew. This is a very good assault rifle as well. It doesn't get as much shine as the OPQ system, but this is a very fun gun to use. And essentially what this does, it shoots out a lot of pellets at once, and it gets faster over time, so you can start melting enemies down. As I said before, this legendary is not as sought after as some others, but it is insanely fun to use, and it works really well in some builds. Now, if you want to get this legendary before the event goes away, you need to farm Roaster, the Tendonizer, and Joy Ultraviolet. Now, the next legendary is the Grease Trap. The Grease Trap is definitely a very good weapon. It can be really good for mobbing, but if you pair it with two players, essentially you can have one person shooting the grease out, then the other person shooting the fire out, and you just make an insane amount of explosions, and you do a lot of damage with this thing. It's a very gimmicky weapon, but it is also very, very good if you get it to work for you. Now, is the Grease Trap a very sought after weapon? Not as much as some of the other gear, but just like the other legendaries, it is going to be going away, and to get it, you need to farm Roaster, the Tendonizer, and Joy Ultraviolet. The next on the weapons, we have the Iceberger. The Iceberger is a shotgun that basically shoots out a incendiary laser and can also shoot out cryo burgers. I'm not joking when I say that. That is what the gun does. It is not too terrible of a shotgun. It's not as good as some of the other shotguns that we have in the game, because some shotguns we have are very, very strong, and this can't compete with them as much. But it is overall a very fun gun to use, and if you want to get it, you need to farm Roaster, the Tendonizer, and Joy Ultraviolet before the event goes away. Next, we have Needle Gun XXL. The Needle Gun is again another gimmicky weapon. Out of all the cartel weapons, this is not that good of a weapon. Essentially what this does, every time you shoot, you're gonna apply a debuff to that enemy, and once you get max stacks of that debuff, additional damage refills the Needle Gun's magazine. This perk has a cooldown as well. Now, with that, it sounds pretty good, but the gun itself doesn't do that much damage, and it's mainly used for applying debuffs. It'll be really good in a multiplayer game where you have one person using this applying debuffs and everybody else destroying the enemy. But if you're going to do that, you might as well just use the Grease Trap, somebody shoot the grease, and then somebody shoot the fire starter. But if you want to try to make the new gun work for you, to get it, you need to farm Josie Bite, Franco Firewall, and Joey Ultraviolet before the event goes away. Then finally, we get on to the most sought after weapon out of this whole event, and that is the Yellowcake. Now, by this point, everybody knows how good the Yellowcake is. It can one-shot bosses. It can mob insanely well in the game. It's very easy to replenish ammo with some of the gear and some of the character skills. And it's pretty much a gun, if you play right, has infinite ammo and destroys everything in the game. The only downside of this gun is it overheats pretty quickly, but even when it overheats, you have an insane amount of dot damage that just tears through enemies when you're cooling the weapon down. Now, to farm for this weapon, you're going to be looking for Fish Slap, Tyrone Smalloms, and Joy Ultraviolet, and you have to get it before the event ends. So that is all for the weapons from the cartel event, but now we're going to move on to the shields. And first off, we have the Firewall. The Firewall is a shield that lets you project a shield in front of you, and that shield also is going to fire projectiles at enemies. Now, a portion of that projectile damage is also going to heal the shield, so essentially this is a very defensive shield. You can crouch, and that shield is just going to protect you from a lot. You're going to keep filling your shield, and you're just going to not take much damage. Now, this is a gimmicky shield. It can be useful in some scenarios, but it's not going to replace any other shields in the game that we already use. But if you like to try it out, to farm for it, you have to hit up Josie Bite, Franco Firewall, and Joey Ultraviolet. The next, we have Watson, another gimmicky shield. Essentially what this shield does, when you're taking damage, whatever damage you're taking is going to shoot out grenades at that element, and the grenades are going to blow up, and they don't do an insane amount of damage, but you might can make it work in some builds. And to get this shield, you're going to be farming Fish Slap, Tyrone Smalloms, and Joy Ultraviolet. And then finally, we have the grenade, and that is the Fish Slap grenade. So essentially, this is a grenade that does not do grenade damage. Instead, it does whatever your melee damage does. This grenade is not only good for melee-based builds when they get scaled back to normal, but it's also very good for proccing melee-based perks. You know, if you have a cut purse where your melee regenerates ammo. You can throw this and you get ammo back. You pair this with something like the Yellowcake, you can just throw your grenade and you're always getting ammo back for your Yellowcake. And since it's rubberized, it's gonna bounce and keep refilling ammo. That is just one mechanic that can go with it. There's obviously a lot more in the game, but the fish slap grenade is definitely one you should get. Now to farm for the fish slap grenade, of course you would be farming fish slap of all people, Tyrone Smallums, and Joy Ultraviolet. And again, all of this legendary gear I just listed is going to be going away June 4th, so start farming right now. But that is it for all the gear. I hope this video helped some of you out if you was curious to what's going away and what's going to be staying. Like I said, the anointments are actually going to be staying, so if you're trying to farm a specific gun with that anointment, just know that all the anointments are going to be added to the world loot pool come June 4th. It's just that this gear is going to be going away. As powerful as something like the Yellowcake is, I honestly feel like it's going to be getting nerfed since it is going to be going away, but who knows. I would definitely recommend getting the fish slap grenade because the amount of interactions that you have with this grenade is actually really cool, and it's also just fun to use. Now, one thing I will say really quick, even with the gear going away, obviously people can still share the gear for you, so if you want to trade with anybody, I do have a Discord channel if you'd like to join that and try to trade with anybody, and I actually do have some builds that include some of this gear, and I have save files for all of that, and you can download that at any time and you get the gear whenever you want to, even after the event ends. And with this event, also the challenges are going to be going away, so if you want to get any of the cosmetics, be sure to get on that and complete every single one of your challenges. But that's going to do it for this video. I know this is a little different than most of my build videos, but I want to start doing videos like this to help the community out and also start branching off from just build videos. Now, I love making builds and I'm still going to be making builds, but I want to get more into reviews, guides, and just helpful things out to help everybody out in the community. Hope you guys understand, and I truly appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me lately. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.